Hey everybody, and welcome back at the Valley of the Old Farm. And we have made it into day 9 of midsummer. Early morning of midsummer here. On the server with our good friend DoughBoy. And we just came down to the shop because we have gone through all of our fertilizer. And we needed to get another trailer load. So as you can see, we've got, well, we were supposed to have 12 bags. I think we lost one. Do you see a fertilizer bag back there?
No.
Oh, I see it.
Alright, short one.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, Henry. Sometimes the straps don't. That trailer. I'll put the. How y'all doing tonight? Be a little awkward. Get down. That would be awesome. That's sideways on me. Well, I guess we'll just carry this one on with our fork, our bag lifter. There we go. Boy's picking up some stuff that he bought at the shop. I'm doing pretty good, Anthony. Got a full plate of work tonight to do. After we get done getting the fertilizer down here, we're going to go fertilize a couple fields. And then on our way back, we're going to go and check out some forestry areas. I don't know if you all realize or remember, but we bought into the sawmill. We are now in the sawmill business. And part of that sawmill business is going around to these forested areas and marking trees and putting contracts out on the spreadsheet. We're going to do that tonight after we fertilize these grass fields, bars, and then we're going to run down because we've already harvested with James's help our wheat field that we bought that already had wheat seeded in it. Harvested, or we've gotten the wheat off of that. James helped by harvesting that. I parted the grain for him. Then Sean came down and baled the straw. And basically he sold the straw, and I got 20% of the profits from the straw sale. I got to keep all the grain, and I paid James a nice fee for harvesting it for me. We switched out our trailer. Now have the Modern Classics trailer here. Did put in the Modern Classics DLC, so we've got the Modern Classics trailer in red. Had to match my tractor. Got our trailer here. I'll show you all what we got off the field as far as grain goes. I think about 50,000 liters. Put our bag lifters away. Works. All right, Henry. Sweet dreams. Oh, it's late for you. Oh, George. On our front weight. Yeah. Before we turn around and get our fertilizer spreader. Remember if this has any fertilizer in it or not. A little bit. Alright. One of these fields up here has been mowed, and I don't know which one. Well, it's not that one. Pretty obvious. Let's look at our 41,000 liters of wheat got out of field. I lied, I only have 41,000 liters. Here is the grass field we need to fertilize. Hey, Genetic J, what's up? I see what you're trying to do, Genetic. What's up, Frank? We're just over here on the Valley of the Old Farm multiplay. Doing our thing. This is our grass field. And I've got a baling contract out on the grass field, basically, for folks to... basically, they get to come and mow my grass and bale the grass. And they get to either get to keep the grass or keep the hay for their own purposes and pay me a fixed rate per bale, or per 1,000 liters, sorry. Or if they sell the hay, I get 20%. They get to keep 80% for their efforts. I only the only stipulation on my end is that I will try to keep the grass at a full fertilization state, all three fully fertilized is what I say. I come in here and fertilize this field one more time. I did 6, but paid me for the straw off of 64. So we're going to fertilize. It's not mowed. That's obviously not mowed. So I guess we're done. Well, that didn't take long. I thought we were going to fertilize some more. Alright, well, we'll just run around now and go to the forested areas and see if we can't mark up some trees. I want to pull up the Google Doc used for the map. So we have forests. We're an 8. We have contracts already out. You can see on the PDA that we have 13 defined forestry areas. Area 4 and 8 have contracts out on them. What I'll do is I'll go out here and check out 11, 12, 13, 9, and 10. Put contracts out on those 5 forestry areas. What we're going to do is we're going to mark 10 trees in each of those areas using the tree marking mod. And the contract will require them, whoever the farmer is that takes the contract, require them to buy, to not buy, cut only those 10 trees that are marked, and to cut them in 9-meter lengths, deliver them to the sawmill, go check out the sawmill on our way around, and then I will pay them $15,000 for doing that. And then I will come in, pick up the logs, and either sell the logs or chop them into wood chips and sell the wood chips. Whatever I want to do. I get to keep the profits. So, farmer gets some money, I get some money, or let's say the sawmill gets some money out of the deal. Is Forestry Area 11.
Hey, Farmer Klein, I'm taking guesses from my chat as to what I purchased. So if you want to throw that out to your channel too, they can guess.
Them to guess what you bought?
Yep.
I guess they're okay because I didn't start streaming until I left the shop. Yeah. You guys want to guess what kind of harvester DoughBoy purchased? Or what else did you? Harvester and... I'm not supposed to say what.
Oh, that's okay. They kind of, my guys kind of figured that it was or at least they should have figured it was a harvester because I'm talking about harvesting a field. So, but of course I'm getting the guesses so far has been a baler, the big bud. But
Raznik says you bought a John Deere or something. Hey, Raznik. Alright, let's see. What do we do to mark tree? Hit the M button. If these guys are going to cut these trees down, I'm going to make them, make them doing it hard. Ooh, oh, there it is. Ooh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Alright, well that's 10 in a field 11, or forest 11. Now we're over here in 12, so let's mark some in 12. Part of the fun will be trying to find these, right? 3, 5, 8, 9. All right. There's 11 and 12. But Genetic J and Raznik, they all agree it's a John Deere or something.
You want me to tell him, or you want to jump to the to the shop?
I guess I could tell shop. Walking backwards just so we can prolong the suspense. Ready? Shock and awe. Shock and awe. What has happened? What has happened here? Not what you would have thought now, was it?
Something went wrong, guys. It's not green, isn't it?
Oh, let's turn around, I guess, and make our way over here to 9, 10, and 13. 9, 10. Oops. 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Yep. Raznik is weeping with joy. I think that's what that emoji. Meg J's been struck speechless.
I bet.
Towable harvester, as in like a towable corn harvester, towable grain harvester, towable chaff harvester. Here's field 64. And we also have a bid in to buy field 65, which is just below it. Both. Rasnik's wondering if you have any idea of a good towed harvester. Behind, I guess, harvest corn.
There's some John Deeres out there.
Like corn to chaff or corn to grain? Grain one. They're yeah, Genetic J pointed you to one. So you're obviously looking for old school. Genetic J pointed you to where there's one. I used the pull behind grain harvester from there on Willow River Farms, and I struggled to harvest the old school way up at the old museum. Let's just say I didn't even complete half of one field before I just said forget it and went and got myself a real harvester. I couldn't get the corn harvester to work. Just didn't want to harvest the corn, but who knows what to deal with that one was. Check out Modding Central or Mod Central UK. That's what Genetic J linked there. They also have a really nice small John Deere baler.
Why it's so slow for everybody?
Yeah.
You got to change your gearbox. If I use my hand throttle, I get a lot more speed out of it. I get like 13, 14 miles per hour.
We were talking about slow when you're actually harvesting. It was pretty quick when you're just driving.
Oh, he said it was slow, period. One of my guys in my chat said he likes this model too, except he found out he's got to use the hand throttle to get more speed out of it.
Yeah, Ken and Silver Dragon are using that on Germantown. All right. Go in here a little bit. We'll mark ourselves some trees in here. Area 10 first. One. See? Well, it's already fallen over. 6. Cutting out. You know, cutting out. Mike's cutting out. Is that at 7? 8. 9. 10. All right, let me try something. Lower. I've got a noise gate on the mic. Let me drop that down a little bit.
G'day.
Howdy.
Howdy ho. All right, I dropped the
you
noise
two
gate
today?
down a little bit, so maybe it'll kick in a little sooner.
Oh, we're doing good. We're live.
Thanks for letting me know.
Marking all kinds of trees. I don't know how you marked them, but I'm not marking them together.
Yeah, I was kind of doing clumps, usually clumps of 10, but on the odd occasion I threw in a clump of, 15 or something.
I figure part of the fun would be trying to find them.
Yeah, I found trying to describe where they were on the spreadsheet was a tough thing.
Didn't work. Here. You. Space simulation for the nation. Then 8, 9, and one more. Just marking some trees.
How are we going rain-wise, FK? I want to do that 86 at some point.
Looking at the forecast, I don't see rain for the next 7 days.
Nice.
We are day 9 of midsummer at 7 a.m. And there's clear skies till Thursday, which is day 12. Then we're sunny skies. Then it's cloudy, but it's clear sunny skies all the way to day 16.
I don't know what his problem is. I'm harvesting at 5 miles an hour.
Of barley. Let's go over here and pick up the road. Those that may have come in late, we are marking trees because we purchased the sawmill. And part of the, oh, there it is. Part of the contract is, or part of the deal owning the sawmill is we put out contracts for other farmers to harvest trees. And part of that job, or part of the selection, is they can only cut down the marked trees. It's coming around here and we're just marking some trees. Here in field, here in 13. It's 1, 2, 3. 4. Hey, farmer, oops. 5. 8. 9. All right. I'm going to go put that in a spreadsheet and be right back once we get in the tractor. Then we're going to go and start some plowing. Unless DoughBoy needs us to run grain. I ask him if he wants us to run grain. It's in 9, 10, 13. Trees. Bay. Bay. Bay higher than. Previous contracts were for 15,000. I want to pay 20,000 because I didn't know that I probably shouldn't have scattered them all over the place. So, given the fact that there's a little bit of a hunt you got to do, I guess maybe I should make it pay off a little more.
You received your funds all right for that baling of the straw, FK?
I assume so. Look.
We made a good little bit of money out of that one.
Tell me. I don't remember what my bank balance was. I just assume, yeah.
Yeah, you should have gone through it. Said it went through anyway.
All right. Almost done. All right, we're done there. Close that out. Hey, do you want me to run grain for you, DoughBoy, or are you good?
I guess it doesn't really matter if you're looking for something to do. You could. I got my grain truck sitting here, but I was just going to fill that up and run it. But if you're looking for something to do, I can definitely let you do it.
Oh no, I wasn't really looking. Just wondering if you just need help. I got a whole field to plow and cultivate, so.
That's why I didn't say anything, because I saw your list of things to do tonight. I was like, that sounds like he's got his hands full.
I will drive by and see how you're doing. Well, I don't have to find them. The other people have to find them. Now, in theory, I got to go through later and stump them. Grind the stumps down. We own this big grass field here. Bought this big grass field off to the side. It's field 86. We bought that in auction. Actually, we saved DoughBoy's bacon. He bid on that before he realized it wasn't going to be profitable to be making hay for the map. So I outbid him to basically
James
remove his obligation.
Quad track and Colty for 700 an hour. You drive as well if you wanted to grab that.
I'll have fun playing with my little 4-meter deal. Like your color combinations on the truck.
Thank you. Hey, Sean, I heard a nasty little rumor. I need to find out from you. Is it at least now at your fields next year?
I will probably be putting one field up for lease, so first in, best dressed, I guess. I'm considering doing a couple of arables.
Take that. Oh, he's over there somewhere.
Darn, I was kind of hoping to keep the 2 that I had leased previously. I thought I did a good enough job for you.
There he is.
Well, I might be able to take over. I think you've got 78. I might be able to take that over and swap that for 2 of my other smaller fields next to the one that you're already leasing.
Don't forget to put any bids in you want on fields.
Yeah, I put in a bid for the big one down here. I think it was 75 I've bid for.
Oh my gosh, I got a lame horn. Hey Michael. Hey Will.
Guess we'll have to see what happens here next year.
So you're currently leasing 74 and 78. I wouldn't mind grabbing 78, but I also have 72 and 73 which are right below where you're working now, so there's a possibility that you can take those 2 over instead.
Alright, let's get back to work.
Alright, well, let me know what, which ones you decide are up.
Oh, look, here comes the,
that's kind of how I was basing my
here comes the
plans
mowing
off
and
of,
tedding
was
machine.
the acreage that I was currently farming.
Well, I'm happy for you to take over those 2, and I think those 2 combined would probably equal what 77 is anyway, so.
There's Sean in his, got his triple mowers in the front. We're, just checking out your...
So you're saying 70, what ones?
73 and 72, which are next to 74 on your right-hand side there, and I've already, they've all already been cultivated, ploughed, and they've got 1 stage of fern on them, which you're welcome to.
So basically you're saying I would then be leasing 72, 73, and 74, or just 72 and 73?
No, the 3 of them, 72, 73, and 74, so.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'll take 77 back off your hands if that's alright.
What
Yeah,
map are you playing,
actually,
Will?
It was 78, but...
Yes, 78, my apologies.
You know, Genetic J,
yeah,
somebody
somebody
had a
smaller equipment.
comment in a video saying that I was clipping. So maybe that
to, next to your 58 that you're doing now as well.
Maybe
so
lowering that noise gate helped out. Gonna run back to our farm. We're admiring Sean's mowing and tedding machine.
Yeah, it's 12 kilometers an hour I get out of this. When I had the 8R, it used to give me about 20 kilometers an hour.
I didn't even get to see it. He drove by too quick.
I'm up the end of your field.
So what, you got rid of the 8R?
I got rid of the 8R. It was costing me a fair bit in maintenance, and I actually get away with this, so the
Nice. That's the same one that Farmer Klein has, isn't it?
It may do the 700 series, yeah. Only obviously mine's far better coloured than what his probably is.
What color was yours?
I got a nice blue with yellow wheels.
Ah. Alright, we're on our way back to the farm here.
It is a nice color.
Thank you.
So we own the little farm up there where the hay sell point is.
I can't believe you sold my 8R though.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it was doing the job fine, obviously, but it just felt like a little bit of overkill budget-wise.
Is it clipping when I start talking or while I'm talking that it's clipping?
I don't hear any clipping.
No, I don't either.
Wow. Genetic J was saying it was cutting out a little bit.
I see it's not a brand new Freightliner, it's an International.
Yeah, we got a good deal on that used truck. Sent it up to the shop, got a paint job done on her.
As long as you didn't buy it off James.
Negative.
Alright, we're going to move this. FS17 is going to be exciting. We just got to... no announcement on release date. That will probably be coming at FarmCon next month. All right. Let's head off to field 64. Also have lots of good announcements coming next month. Hopefully we'll get to see our first gameplay maybe next month.
Okay, I can't get the thing to unload.
Manual unload, are you hitting the M?
It's not giving me the option. It just keeps telling me to move pipe over a trailer.
I think that trailer's a little fickle. I think it's somewhere near the rear of the trailer. It might be.
So I hear you are loving the Lone Oak simulation for the nation. I have to say I'm avoiding all the Lone Oak videos like the plague. I don't want to see anything until I have a chance to
I think manual
see it myself.
Isn't it?
Not getting. Oh, it's not showing that it's over a trailer though. I'm not getting the option.
All right. Set this up and auto width. Lock her in, drop her down, and turn her on. Now this field is fairly
Might be a bit too
fairly
far
hilly.
over this way.
So we're going to have to see how well we do on these fields. Speed up this. That was when we were doing That was when we were doing the carting of grain. We had it set at 4 miles an hour.
Do you want me to maneuver it a bit?
Yeah, go ahead and try. Got it. Whoa, back up. Okay, back up a little bit. Stop.
We do have quite a hill over there on that side of the field, and on this side of the field it comes up pretty good angle. Now this this little field right back here.
Oh, well, it won't work for me, but we got her now.
We did put a bid on, so hopefully we can buy that field.
No worries.
And then we'll just be able to work both of these fields while we're down here. What's that, Will? I don't, or not, yeah. What's that, Will? I don't know what you're saying there. You gotta be careful rolling down and turning. We don't want to roll the tractor. Well, hopefully the masses will be able to experience it next week. I don't know how much Giants is going to get to this week with E3 and everything. I've noticed that they haven't updated the testing. They haven't updated the testing thread on their forum for a week now. So. It's horses and cotton. Okay. Horses, cotton, and oats. Oh, DoughBoy, he disappeared?
I like this harvester.
John says, I think maybe your stream stopped. Says, DoughBoy disappeared.
Yeah, I'm getting video output low for some reason.
Yeah, so the question will be, you know, how far back are they? How far is the backlog? Depending on how many people really went to E3 this week. And if their backlog is too far back, it might be 2 weeks. But, you know, that's assuming they don't have any problems, which I really hope that they don't. Given the quality of maps that released last week, to have a map by such a quality map maker rejected for something probably incredibly trivial, then you know it's going to be interesting. Hey Mark, hey Darren. What's everybody doing tonight? This is a hill.
I'm getting a lot of lag too.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Bobby. Good. Getting high ping. Upper 30s. Sean's probably like 400.
I'm at 45.
I'm on average. I'm at about 150.
It does give me plow credit. That's the
It only jumps like 150 when it's lagging.
that's the Kuhn
I did make my record
subsoiler.
the other night on this server. I actually got up over 16,000.
And it's $10,000, so it's cheap. It's 4 meters, and it plows at 7 miles an hour. You can't go wrong with any of that. And I think it only needs 90 horsepower or something. Let's see what it does need. Uh, 130. Oh, who let Sean on? I don't know. It was probably James. James or Roy. You know both of them. They certainly have had enough to say about you.
It's a rather large field to harvest with this small head.
True. But if you got the bigger head, you would probably be harvesting at like 2 miles an hour. So are you then really doing it any quicker? That tractor is... It's not... It's like, what, 190 maybe? It would be super awesome is if when you had the MP Manager mod in, it only shows you the stuff you actually owned in here. Instead of seeing everybody's junk. No, it's 260. I think there's only one on the map. I think mine's the only one. Oh, we've seen that one before. There's only one, so it's 260 horsepower. So it's double what it says it needs. She's the 900 series. Figured we would open up the windows. Might as well open up these too. Ooh, can I get... Yeah. Let the air in. I don't know if anyone's using the Voltra or not. Roy's playing musical tractors. Every time I see him in here, he's got a different tractor. He probably had it at one point in time. Hey Joe, what's up? Lone Oak is uploaded to Giants as of yesterday, so it is not out. It has been sent to some lucky individuals who have early access to it to, I guess, do some media and the hype machine. But it is not out yet. It was uploaded based on post that Bullet Bill put on FSUK forums yesterday. It was uploaded to Giants yesterday. We were just speculating on about how long we thought it might take to get out. It doesn't have the create fields option. If you look up there, we don't have create fields, so that's the only downside. Yeah. Worried how we're going to be able to handle that big hill over there. We might have to turn this thing around and go across the grain, so to speak, when we get to this this hilly section. This side over here is fairly flat other than the far end. It's just further we get over that way, it gets a nice hill partway through. Those that have played the Valley of the Old Farm, it's down here, field 64. See? We also own fields 86, which is where Sean is mowing. He is, see that dip over there? Doesn't do it justice. We also own field 86 and have a contract out that Sean has taken up where I fertilize the grass and he comes in and mows it, teads it, and bales it. Then he sells the grass, or the hay I should say. He sells the hay. I get 20% and he gets 80%. I still make plenty of money based on the amount of investment I put into the fertilizer, and he gets a fair couple $1,000s. I think last time he got maybe $10,000 or $15,000 for his efforts, and I got maybe $3,000 or $4,000 for my efforts. We also own fields 40, 41, 42, and 43 up there in the upper right corner, and fields 47 and 48. 47 and 48 are grass. We have the same deal with those, but we have some other farmers that have picked up those contracts. Joe, if you're looking for some videos on Lone Oak, go check out Simulation for the Nation's channel. Just click on his name there. You'll see 3 little dots and click View Channel. He's got at least 1, I think 2 videos out on Lone Oak at this point. Alright. So once we get this multiplowed, I want to come back and put another coat of fertilizer on the field, and it's going to sit until next spring. Because I'm taking the strategy on this map, if you haven't seen any of the videos, we only plant sunflowers and corn. That's all we do. Sunflower and corn farm. I've got this tractor, that cultivator. I've got the Kuhn power cultivator for just refreshing the fields. I've got a 3-point fertilized spreader. Got a wagon to haul around my fertilized bags. Got front loader arms and a bag loader. And then we've got a corn row planter, a harvester, and the corn header. That's all we own. So we don't have anything to do baling or mowing or tedding or anything. That's why we're contracting out all the grass fields. When I bought this field, it had already had wheat on it. So instead of plowing the wheat under, I just put a contract out to have someone harvest the wheat for me. Paid them a nice little bit of money. Then I put a contract out for someone to bale the straw for me. And again, they got 80% of the proceeds. I kept 20%. Made a nice little chunk of money off of that. And now we have the field available for our doing. We also got 41,000 liters of grain. So we're going to sell the grain. So that's quite a bit of profit for picking up the field that didn't have, we didn't have to seed or anything.
Is there not a sell point on this map for straw?
Not loose straw, you have to bale. Seasons, you can't sell anything loose. So it's the barn at my farm.
Okay, because there's no price listed for it for straw bale.
Its price is for loose.
But I can sell bales up there at your farm.
Yep. Would you get Sean for the straw bales?
I actually sold them to James, so I sold them for $3.50 each. But I think your farm sells them for about 100, buys them for about 100 or something.
So James bought them for $350 a piece.
Yeah, $40 cheaper than what you can buy them in the store.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know, you got a bargain.
You got a bargain, and we both made out.
We did. You got almost $2 grand out of that haul from your field.
I wonder if it only sells for like 100 a bale. I'm better off spreading this around and using it for fertilizer.
Or keeping it, because as we get further into winter, it will sell for more. Oh no! What did you?
You're also going to need a lot for your
how did you crash it?
For bedding during winter.
Yeah, but I inherited quite a few though.
How did you crash Stoppenbach? I thought I made out pretty good on this field since it already had wheat on it. I got 41,000 liters of wheat that I can sell later. I got what, the $2 grand or so from the straw sale. So all good. Now we are coming into where we have that hill to deal with.
Yeah, it's handy when you buy a field like that, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll be interesting if the when does this land auction take place? Hey Rockhound, what's up?
I think it ends. I think
First
on the
day of
last
autumn.
of summer. First day of autumn, yeah. There you go.
Okay, so we will probably be able to take advantage of the crop that's grown in those fields now, right?
I'm hoping, because there's a big crop of canola in my field, and I don't know whether it's going to be rotten.
So what map are you moving over to? Oh. So far this is doing pretty good. Oh, back to the west coast. Well, we're thinking about, we're halfway through the second year on this map, and figuring we'll go 4 years on this map, and then have an idea of moving, hopefully to an American map they were wanting. The struggle is finding an American map that has multiple farms for up to 6 players that also has sugarcane because they want to do sugarcane, and is 4X. All right, Rockhound, thanks for dropping by, and talk to you later. That was till we went down. I tell you, this field's taking a lot less time than I thought it would. Thought we'd be on this field the whole stream and then some afterwards. Lincoln Creek? What? Totally blanking. Lincoln what? Totally blanking on what Lincoln is. Category and map. Seeing it, it must not be down there. Lincoln Creek.
Are you right time-wise this week, DoughBoy, to get all your fields done, or do you need to run 2
Lincoln
harvesters? Because I can grab one if you want.
Completely blanking on where Lincoln Creek was at.
Not sure yet. I might need to eventually run 2 harvesters. I don't leave out till Sunday. Right now my truck is in the shop, so I know I got to do a little bit of rehearsing tomorrow, and my daughter's got a show Friday, so I won't be on it all Friday.
I know why.
But I got tomorrow and Saturday. I should be able to get some time in.
I know why Lincoln Creek's completely blanking on me. I never looked at it.
Sounds like a plan.
That's the map I'm avoiding. I wasn't sure if it was actually properly released or not. I saw it over at Mod Hub or Mod Hoster, no, Modland. That's it. And the comments was like, yeah, I'm releasing this because it's already been leaked, and I might as well just put it out here and blah blah blah. And it seemed like the guy was pretty ticked off and disgruntled. So I'm like, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't be so much publicizing a map that is released under distress. Yeah,
if you run out of something to do tonight and you want to continue to play, let me know. And I saw that you're cutting and tedding that field, so I assume you've got a decent amount of workload yourself, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to get another cut in on this one. Otherwise Farmer Klein would get really angry at me, so...
I don't know about that. I came in here because I thought you had already done that field.
It's a big field to do, a lot of work in it.
So I came in here thinking, okay, I got to fertilize that field too, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's still fully fertilized.
Anyway, I've got plenty of time to help out if you need it, so...
We make out pretty good on that field too.
Yeah, we do.
I spend just over $1,000 on fertilizer to fertilize that field. 'Cause I can manage to get one pass with I spend about 2,000 because my fertilizer spreader holds 2,000 liters. I can manage to do one pass with one full load. Only need 4 bags to fertilize that, so $2,000 of fertilizer, and it's several thousand in income.
Yeah, it's a fair sized field, but on hard mode the hay bales don't sell for that much. I think we average around about 220, I think, a bale.
Yeah, I think the bale prices probably go up as closer to. I mean, if you had a way of storing them, you would get more in the dead of winter.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to hold on to them. I've already got 2 storage barns that are full of them at the moment. Can't fit any more in, so and they're to do my sheep.
Hey Bernie, hey Alien Jim, what's up? I haven't seen you for a while. And honestly, yeah, being a drama queen does not surprise me one bit. Hopefully I can kind of avoid the steepness of the hill by going down the steep part and kind of skirt the steep part with the uphill strokes. Hey, we'll call you Porja. What's up? See, this is the kind of the hill. Doesn't look too bad, but it was dragging down a harvester pretty good. Yeah, I've been, well, I haven't been watching too much of CLEP because he hasn't put a video out in like a week. But, because I was just noticing that earlier today. But I've heard him talking about you working feverishly on the map trying to improve performance for folks, for consoles. I gotta think that that's gotta be difficult because you can't actually boot the game up in a console and actually try it out on a console before you submit it. I mean, that has got to be hard to be able to troubleshoot a performance issue on a platform that you can't even test changes on. I was, oh, not even locked in there. I was completely taken off guard by that announcement. Something that lots of people said would never happen happens. Makes you say, well, don't ever say never, because never is never the right answer. But it's pretty shocking. Now, the skeptic in me still says we don't know how much John Deere will be in the game. We know it's going to be at least one tractor. You wouldn't think that they would go and grab that big of a brand and only bring in one thing or 2 things, but you know, there's lots of brands in here that only have like one thing, not maybe one thing, just a couple things. There's only one Hurlerman, 2. Not a big brand though, right? Not a whole lot of Krone stuff. Krone's a pretty big brand. Default Massey. There's a decent Massey presence. There's a pretty heavy New Holland presence. There's a very heavy Case presence. It's 2 Steyrs. I didn't even know that brand existed, but still, there's only 2. There's only 3 of that, so it's just those things. So, you know, we don't know how much is going to be there. So until we see kind of a listing, a breakdown of equipment that's going to be added, you know, we really won't know. All right, Genetic J, thanks for coming by. I was interested that the announcement had the John Deere tractor, but it had a Case cotton harvester. And I thought, well, I was thinking to myself, if you're going to have such a major announcement and shock and awe of the John Deere tractor, then why don't you just go all in with your shock and awe and show a John Deere cotton harvester, show a John Deere cultivator, and show a John Deere, you know, pretty much anything that's in Premier trailer, just show it all John Deere stuff. Just go all in. And along those lines, Mark, I was thinking, what if they opened pre-sales yesterday when they did that trailer announcement? What if they followed up the trailer announcement at the end, said go to Farm Sim or Steam right now for pre-sale? They would make millions in pre-sale in one day over the shock and awe. People would be so much in shock, they'd be like, here's my money. Okay. I hope he gets better. I like watching his stuff. I like how he interacts with his followers on Facebook or through Facebook and through the comments and such. That too, you know, the big announcements will be next month at their own event. You know that hill is steep when you hear the tractor basically idle down, and it's still cultivating at 7 miles an hour. Yeah, you know, they don't have their own booth. They are part of the Focus presence. I had put a little screen grab in my Discord the other day. I got recommended to watch an information, what is it? It was like Sony or something's press release or a press conference, and there was 125,000 people watching the press conference. And I was like, oh, I think YouTube wants me to watch this based on everyone else in the world is watching this. Then after it was over, there was only 5,000 people watching the replay. I went back later and I looked, and it was like 4 million people had watched that video stream. Now that's what Duck Zorly's wanting. He's wanting a finished industry for horses. A press release just talked about riding horses around your farm. Let's hope they're actually useful for something other than that. We'll go in cab as we go down this steep hill. We'll give you some perspective. Just listen to the engine. As it goes down this hill, you can really hear it idle down. You can even see the RPMs. We're down to 1100 RPMs. And then we go back up to 2000. When we get down here at the bottom of the hill. Hey Mark, have you heard about and had a chance to mess with the compaction mod? Soil compaction? It's the latest development mod from the Realist folks. Pretty interesting, where it takes into account the weight of the vehicle and implement, the contact surface of the tire, to establish one of 4 potential states of compaction, either zero compaction, like a pickup truck, light compaction, medium, or heavy compaction. And as you drive your implement and vehicles over the field, your field occurs a level of compaction, and then your cultivators will remove a certain level of compaction based on the type of cultivator, based on the depth of the working width or working of the cultivator. And thanks for the sub, Studio Pro Gamer. You can go in. There is a air compressor that you buy, just like the Whoopster. There is an air compressor that you purchase and place on your farm, and you can actually lower the tire pressure. And the act of lowering your tire pressure could decrease the compaction level, because the surface patch on the tractor is bigger. And it actually deforms the wheel, the tire. I lowered one just playing around. I lowered it to the lowest setting, and it looked completely flat. And it was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I saw a video where Kerbo was using the latest dev version of Gearbox before he realized it did that. He was digging up all kinds of ruts on abandoned forest. Braided Virus, it is at the Realist GitHub. Part of the, I guess you could say, part of the terms of using that that mod is I'm not permitted to link you to it. I can talk about it and you can kind of go out and find it, but I'm not allowed to actually send you a link to it. But if I say it's on the Realist's GitHub, then that should be good enough. You'll be able to find it that way. It is still a work in progress. It is not a completed mod. It could very well completely change from today to tomorrow. You could download it today in a broken form, and tomorrow it would be somewhat fixed. So use it
What
with
are both
caution.
your thoughts on this map as a multiplayer?
The one we're currently on?
Yeah.
With Roy's edits, I think it worked out really well.
Seems to have, doesn't it?
I like it.
I wouldn't be against going a little bit bigger in scale size, just to, like, for when we go help somebody else, we have a little bit further of a drive and see more countryside, but it definitely worked out.
I think we're going a bigger map next time, after we've done 4 seasons here, so...
Depends on whether we can get it to work out or not. The other 3 choices he's looking at right now are a little bigger. But if none of them are server friendly, then I know some of the backups were smaller. We're not smaller, but same size as this one. The drawback is finding a map that's server friendly.
Yeah, error free and stuff, yeah, that just makes a big difference too. My wife and I have just started a multiplayer on, I think it's called Flichenberg. She picked the map anyway, but that seems to be going alright. It's a nice map.
Yeah, that's one that I had mentioned early on as a potential map. Got a bunch of small fields, quite an interesting road network and everything. Came out a long time ago. It was one of the first mod maps for 17, and then it just recently got updated. Probably a couple months ago.
Was it an old 15 map or?
I don't know. I'd like it. I'm liking this map as a multiplayer. The only thing that concerns me with the idea of going to a 4X is that the way the Germantown map that we're doing ended up is it just ended up with 7 or 8 people's single player on a 4X multiplayer. Yeah, you could easily be in for hours and never see anybody because everybody was so spread out. You could, so I don't know if it was because of the size that it didn't really seem to develop a form of community, or if it was just because people had way too much money from the beginning and they basically could buy every bit of equipment that they would ever need. Therefore, they didn't really need to elicit other people's help.
Yeah, did you see the location of my farm on this map means that I've got a long drive to get anywhere near other people's farms. And I found sort of going up and doing, say, the fields up near your farms and stuff, it's a long hike even on this map.
Yeah, because the way the roads wind down around.
Yeah. We might need to stop DoughBoy just because of the triggers on this, unfortunately. There we go.
I don't follow what?
It's alright, I'm just unloading DoughBoy. Yeah, it keeps stalling.
Yeah, it's got all the Goldcrest assets because it was, I think, one of the first ones.
Too low in RPM.
And early on, a lot of the, early on, a lot of the mod maps had the Goldcrest assets or the Softnoska assets, or they were, lower res stuff from older maps. It isn't until really just recently that we're seeing a lot of new new buildings and new assets being constructed and put in here. Here we are, completely plowed up now. Let's go back and fertilize this thing.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Evolution Gaming. This is a private multiplayer because we're doing an economy type thing where each of us have our own money. We have our own implements and everything. So
she doesn't want to get up the hill.
even if you came in, they're really you would find that if you try to get into something, it would just say you don't own this equipment. So I've got $932,000. I'm making out quite well on the map with my strategy. See where other people are at. James is at 341,000. Roy has 169,000. Sean is at 1.4 million. Aiden's at 1.9 million. Wayne doesn't count. He actually didn't come in. DoughBoy's at 995,000, but at least 600,000 of this is pigs that he hasn't bought yet. And then I own the sawmill, so this is also my set of properties.
Oh, sure. I come down to give you a push and you get it.
I invested 600,000 into the sawmill just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that'll work.
I haven't heard from Wayne. No, I don't think so. I didn't really hear much from Wayne when we were doing the old Italia map, but yeah, I don't think they've heard a word from him since they switched over to this one. And that's how DoughBoy came into the series. Is they were asking me if I knew anybody that would be willing to join. About halfway through the first year, because they hadn't heard anything from Wayne. See, we can figure out where my farm is. Like I said, I'm taking the strategy of basically owning the bare minimalist of what I need to do my job. I got this tractor. Picked up the Modern Classics tipper the other day. See the Coon cultivator in there. We got our trailer with our fertilizer we just bought. And the rest of our equipment is in the shed directly opposite of us. Got our silo over there. Got our row crop planter. We got our harvester. And that's our equipment. The only thing I plant is sunflowers and corn. So I only need one header on my old school harvester. This thing is fun, although it doesn't harvest very quick, but boy, it's fun. Well, see, I think that cultivator goes faster. Let me check. I think the working speed on that cultivator is like 12. And that's why I went with it. Seven. That's slower. Well, it was the same speed. I basically bought it just so I could cultivate. I thought it was faster. It's cheap. I had $1.5 million before I dumped 600 grand in the sawmill. We started the map with $2.5 million and owned nothing. We had to buy 6 fields and buy our equipment with $2.5 million. We were allowed to buy any 6 fields we wished on the map. So I picked 6 fields up there by that farm. Then at the end of, at the start of autumn, the first year, we had a field auction. And I bought this field down here, field 64. At the end of this autumn, we're going to have another field auction. I've got a bid in on 2 fields. Maybe we'll expand our holdings from 7 fields to 9. Last year we sold all our corn to the pig farm. But I think DoughBoy's on top of it now because he's obviously been able to plant his own crop this time around. Last time, since he came in midsummer, he would basically miss the opportunity to plant things. I'm either completely blind. Straight. So they got the that fertilization width thing in where you can change the working width, and I set it to 50 because, well, I wanted to get done quick. It does mean that you go through a heck of a lot of fertilizer pretty quick. So don't want to be dilly-dallying around once you get this thing turned on. There we go. Take a look at that. The plan is we're going to play this map for 2 more years. So at the end of the 4th year, we're going to switch. And they're looking for a 4X American map that they would like to have sugarcane. Because a couple folks want to play with sugarcane. And it needs to have, it needs to be where you can put 6 farms on the map fairly well. So those requirements are kind of a hard shopping list. A 4X American map with sugarcane is a hard shopping list alone. Add to that the need for the ability to have multiple farms, or a map layout that could easily be retroed to have multiple farms, and have enough fields to support up to 6 farmers. So if 6 farmers have just 2 fields, well, that's not that good. You really need like a map that's got like 60 fields to it. I really think something's going to have to go in order to meet all of those ideas. I don't know if he does or not. Rubber Burner's kind of, he's kind of left Farm Sim for probably until 19. I think that's what I was hearing him say, that he was pretty much done until 19. I think the map may have just burned himself out on it. Or Hey Sean, are you about to windrow?
Yeah, I'm on my way down there now.
Okay. 'Cause I'm done over here. I could windrow and you could bale, or you could windrow and I could bale.
Yeah, feel free.
I could help you out a little
probably,
bit.
Yeah, that'd be great. You've probably got a more. I think you're running the 900, aren't you? So if you could grab the baler from my yard, that would be awesome.
All right, I'll run down there and get it. We're gonna go over and bale us up some hay. Like I said, that field's going to pretty much sit empty for the remainder of the year. This planting season is over. Now I could lease the field out, I guess. I could pay someone to plant a different crop in there this fall. Then I'd have to pay somebody to harvest that crop next year. And by the time I paid somebody to plant the crop and harvest the crop, is it really worth, is the crop going to really be worthwhile? Thanks for the sub, Sam All-Stars.
Do you want to do an empty there, DoughBoy? Keep going. I'll grab the truck.
I can grab it this time around. If I keep going, it's going to put the pipe on the wrong side. Thank you, though.
Yeah, no problem.
Any map edits are probably going to be done by Roy on the next map. So we've got a few that we've thrown out suggestions on. I could throw out Lincoln Creek as an additional option. What do we need to? We need to go down by the BGA and around. To get to Sean. Right. So while we're on it, Aiden's farm is right here. He only has 3 fields. That's why he's got so much money. He's pretty much just got 3 fields. Not on very often. Wayne's farm used to be right here. It's just a vacant lot. Roy's farm is up here, around the corner. Let's swing on in there and see if he might happen to have that Voltra. He's got the thing right now for those got a big bud. I saw screenshots the other day. He's got the big bud over here. He's got the, oh my gosh, he's got the Star self-propelled. No wonder he doesn't have any money.
Ferguson Square Baler, do they have a the one that's showing 6,000 liters? Is there a stacker for that? Do we have it in game?
As far as I know, we don't know.
There's anything else? There's his harvester. But with MR, does it really do 6,000?
No, it does not. I found that out the hard way.
That's pretty much, I guess, what he's got. At least what he's got stored over here. So he doesn't have the Voltra. Wait, I need to go back and go down that road.
I wonder if any of the other stackers work.
Do they actually physically change the size of the bales or not?
Stacker doesn't. The baler's supposed to do 6,000 liter bales, but I only ever got 4,000 liter out of it.
Can't take one of his tractors because they're not owned by me.
Out of it as well, actually.
I tried to get into it and say not owned by you.
I just don't want to go around the field picking up bale by bale by bale individually.
You got the well, you got the in-game stackers, but I don't think they'll work with a big bale.
I was using the in-game bale grabber with the Massey Ferguson baler, but I think the Massey Ferguson baler was only doing 4,000 for me as well.
But the in-game stacker was working on it?
Yeah, it was.
Good deal. I think I'm making another purchase to do this field because we don't have an auto-load trailer.
Hey Cameron, what's up? I think I've been over this side of the map. At least not this way.
I might be hiring out for another flatbed trailer to help me out with that.
I've just purchased a nice flatbed truck for bale carting.
All right.
I might hire you.
Here we
I'm
are.
thinking about getting another person to help me run bales and somebody else to help me. Well, I'm going to stack a few bales in my outside shed just for the, so I don't have to run over to the storage building, but I guess I really only need one person because you don't need to unload at the storage building. It does it itself.
Look at that fancy bale trailer truck.
Yeah, you like that? It's quite nice, isn't it?
So we moved the sheep
Saw it at the
area
store, but I didn't see
over
a
to
reason
here.
for me to spend the money on it here.
Oh, there's the baler.
I could afford that because I got rid of my 8R.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
Is it
I was actually going to borrow that from you next year, but okay.
the manual
Not there
load?
no more.
It both. Yeah, it's auto load. So
All right, I got your coon baler.
excellent. I'm just running 2 headers and then I'll do some up and downs for you.
All right, so we go all the way around and then go down. Okay. Oh, DM Tractor, what's up, buddy? What's my favorite map? Oh my gosh.
Grass is the only thing we lose in the field, isn't it?
At midnight, yeah. Got 7 days of sun forecasted, so we shouldn't lose any straw you leave in it until it rains. What's my favorite?
How does that work with chopped straw? When it rains, you lose that too, or only when you have it windrowed?
Only bailable straw. Chopped straw is like a painted texture. It's there. I honestly don't have a lot of favorites. I deliberately don't play with a lot of the same stuff all the time. So if you say, what's your favorite tractor? I'll probably say, I don't know. What's my favorite harvester? I don't know. What's my favorite map? Quite honest, I don't know.
I don't know, I'm kind of digging this harvester. I kind of like it. I'm not so sure how it may handle the one hill and the one field that I have, but I may not like it on that one very well. But so far, I'm digging it.
You have to, right now I'm liking Emerald Coast pretty good. Like Churn Farms, really good. Willow River, I like. This map is pretty cool in multiplayer.
That's the second-hand one, isn't it?
I wasn't all about all over it for single player myself.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it could be. Looks older, some paint chipped off of it. It's definitely an older model.
I'm just not somebody that really has a lot of favorites. So what's your favorite food? I don't know. It's not real favorite food. Alright, let's go to town.
With these two headers, so.
Alright, I'm just going to start baling. Unless you want me to wait on these headlands. I'll have to dodge bales.
If that's alright, yeah, that'd be great.
Wait?
Yep.
Alright. I'll just start with up and downs. It's one you're starting right now, right?
Yep. Makes it a bit easier than dodging bales, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big windrower as well, so you've really got to push the baler through it.
Right now I'm pulling 8 mile an hour.
That's nice.
I don't think I bailed with MR. I like how the bale kind of comes out a little bit and pauses, comes out a little bit and pauses.
I had to purchase the Kun baler because the Massey with MR, once I started getting big swaths like this, just wouldn't pull it through.
Oh, I just choked.
Pretty well, yeah.
So are you to bail at like 5 miles an hour? I'm sure.
I hit 6.
I'm sure that's where the. I'm sure that's somewhat being governed by the baler and less the tractor.
I think that's the beauty of MR, isn't it? You've really got to work your machinery.
Yeah, I like MR. I definitely like MR. I just wish more machinery was MR'd.
I think, yeah. The biggest problem is that it's community contributions, and you can get some really good ones, and you can get some really bad ones. If you don't know how to fix them yourself, then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And doing an MR conversion for me right now is like way beyond my standing.
James is getting pretty good at it. Yeah, this windrower destroys the headers. I'll have to go back around there again.
That was a product of some discussion. Braided virus over at FS UK was exactly that. Was I think Dural's made some comments that might not be overly interested in doing a lot of 19 development. I think that's what the gist was. So to some degree, people were kind of hoping that the scripting for 19 is not too different than 17, so that it could be maybe ported over a lot easier. Because we know that there wasn't MR for 15. We didn't bring it forward to 15. I think because the way the coding and things wasn't overly possible. At least that's what way I understand it. Here, oh, he just lift it up. We'll come back around here. Yeah, if you come around and do the headlands again, I'll just pick it up and drop the pickup down. Get the up and downs.
Yeah, no worries.
Now I think the 7030 probably does light compaction with fully inflated tires. What I was seeing last night when I was playing with it was all the tractors that I had on Emerald Coast at the moment did light compaction, as did all of the implements. The only thing that had anything other than light compaction was the pickup, which had no compaction.
First time I did this field for us, I used really small equipment. It took me a long time.
Yeah. Big field. I saw, I think I saw in their Slack, someone had made a comment about T8. Somewhere along the line I read a T8 did medium compaction with normal inflation, and did low compaction with low inflation. Did you see, Darren, where in the that README it talked about adding that line for different types of cultivators to do medium and heavy decompaction? Whatever decompaction is. Loosening of soil, I guess, would be decompaction. And then there was a line of code that you added to the tractor that seemed to allow you to monitor the air pressure in cab. I don't think you could change the air pressure in cab, but I think you could maybe add a display or something. I didn't actually add that line of code in yet, so I don't know exactly what it looked like. DoughBoy's field over there, lots of nice stripes. This right about the time you get your get done windrowing, go back to the farm and get your truck. Be almost done baling.
it's good timing. Makes the job a lot quicker having somebody else working on it as well.
I do like how this baler looks now with it with MR, the way it just pauses as the hay is being gathered and bunched together in the compression chamber and then compressed. As the base game, it just kind of slides out in an even output. That bale may be in the way. Yeah, that is also the thing. But you know, apparently it's I don't know what, you know. You only have to add it to mods or to modded implements. So I'm guessing there must be code in there for in-game stuff. I did put a question in on their Slack related to what I was seeing with the grass fields, where with the compaction mod in, it wasn't getting rid of the needed fertilizer or need plowing, like the in-game or the base game does. After you mow, it doesn't need plowing. Kind of hear the baler surging as it would be doing its compression and stuff. It's pretty cool. And the fill down there is only it's jumping. It's not a steady infill. You only see the volume as it does its compression. It's pretty cool. I should say I've never done square baling with MR. I've done round baling with MR, and of course you don't get to see that. I guess I forgot to mention raffling when I was talking about maps that I liked. Uh-oh. That one didn't drop very convenient spot. There's a bale over there that didn't drop at a very convenient area.
Yeah, pushed him out of the way.
Does lower tire pressure give you the same wheel slip, I guess? With MR turned on?
Looks like we've got a pretty good drop anyway.
It should be a pretty good yield. I've not been counting, but dumping quite a few bales. Oh, there goes DoughBoy in his grain truck.
You don't have a bale shed over at your farm, do you?
No.
Those bale sheds, it doesn't matter as far as the individual counts are individually, or is it like 150 of grass, hay, or straw?
It's separated between grass, hay and straw, so you can only, you can't fill up the 3 slots on the big ones. On the smaller ones it's the same. I think it's just a certain amount of bales like the one you've got on yours.
It's just a certain amount of total bales.
The barn looking
Yeah,
ones?
Yeah.
It's the whatever it says it will hold is that much for each type. So multiply whatever it says it can hold by 3, and that's how many bales it really holds. But if you only put hay bales in, it will only hold whatever that number is of hay bales. put hay and straw in, then it will hold that much of each.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, then you're more than welcome to rent some storage off of me. I've got a barn here and I don't put hay in it.
Yeah, I was thinking of holding on for sales until we were getting a better price, but renting might counteract that, mightn't it?
So it holds 152 bales of each type. Straw and hay square bales. Round bales hold 124 bales of each type. They hold straw, silage, and hay. Should be able to put 152 of straw and 152 of hay in that barn.
It definitely is handy to know.
Well, renting might counteract it, but we could always work out something in exchange because I am leasing 3 fields from you.
Indeed you are.
Okay, why can't I open this door?
Right mouse, I think.
That worked. It was mapped to one of my buttons, but none of them were working.
All right. Get on these 2 headlands, and maybe we'll hear how many bales we got. Just we're gonna slow down when we get into the big piles, so the baler can clear it. Better go back. I think we're gonna need to stop by the fuel station when we go back, just to top off. Oh, we're really getting choked. Hey, Delta Bravo, what's up? You been working, or have you had a chance to check out that free Steam deal? I'm doing good. We're just over here on Valley of the Old Farm doing some work. Helping Sean out bale our hay. So this is a field we own, but I basically put a contract out because I don't own any grass equipment. I basically said I own a grass field. I'll fertilize the grass, and I'll pay, well, not I'll pay somebody. Somebody can come around and mow the grass and bale it into hay, and they can have 80% of the money that they earn if they sell the bales, and I'll take 20%. And you get 3 cuts a year off of it, 2 cuts a year off of it, and I will fertilize it each time to fully fertilized. So I earn probably about $4,000 or $5,000 a year off of this field. After I figure out what my
Well, you guys made some fast work of that field.
investments are in fertilizer. Pretty good deal.
Doesn't take long, does it? When you got a couple of people working on it.
Is it a scary game? I don't know. I mean, it kind of looked that way. Yeah, it doesn't take long when you can concurrently windrow and bale. Of course, Sean's magical hay-making machine will mow and ted at the same time.
Albeit slowly.
The only thing that would better that is if you had the veneer rake that raked and tedded. Then you could mow and windrow and ted at the same moment.
Yeah, I think Mark has that, doesn't he? Mark DuPont. I think he uses it.
I have it.
Not sure we have it on this server though, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so I saw you could pick up the there's an expansion DLC for like $5 you could pick up that deals something about the story of the painter's daughter. Something. For those watching, there's a game that's currently available for free on Steam. I don't remember the name of it, but basically it won like Indie Game of the Year for 2016. It won a fair number of awards for the 2016 year. It's not overly old, and it looked like maybe just today, or maybe for a short period of time, it was available for free on Steam. You just click install, and it gets added to your library. What are you doing over here? Layers of Fear. There you go. Ease. You done harvesting? Done harvesting?
No, still harvesting.
Just deciding to type since we're talking about a horror game. Probably can't hear my chat. Saying there's a horror game on Steam available for free today. Saw it. I think somehow I ended up with a beta version or beta program for Steam because about every other day I have to reboot the thing. It says there's a Steam update. And when it popped up, it told me that there was this game that was available for free. A bunch of awards for 2016. So I'm like, hey, it's free. Might as well add it to my library and never play it.
But yeah, I am looking at your chat.
How many you get on a truck?
18.
How does it handle? That's the question.
Yeah, really well actually. It's got a lot of power in it. I think it's like 467 horsepower or something, this truck. Something ridiculous like that.
Not top heavy?
No, not at all. I haven't had any trouble with it yet, so... I don't think it's MR'd either.
To me, it seems like it's more than once a week. It feels like it's every other day. I think somehow I got involved in like a Steam client beta when I wanted to roll back Farm Sim to a different version. Back when they had that bad update. Oh, we really slowed. We didn't like the... Baylor did not like us going down that hill. Doesn't like us climbing this hill either. We're doing it. Doing it. Alright, Huntmaster, thanks for coming by. I'm about done. I want to finish this up. We're going to pick up the some little straggly bits. And then we're going to call it a night also. Oh, we just sold some hay. I heard the cha-ching. Cha-ching. Might need to stay on long enough to hear what we get, money-wise. What are we getting per bale?
I'll just do a calculation.
Because I could hear the ka-ching from over here.
It's always a nice sound, isn't it?
Let's check something out, guys. Okay. That's how it's working on my server, too. All the expenses are here in the today column. I thought this map had showing the expenses across the week.
202 a bale.
Okay, so basically I'm making 40 bucks a bale.
Yeah, and I reckon we've got another couple of loads there at least, haven't we?
40 times 18. So I'm getting $720 a load. Yeah. Doesn't look like you made much of a dent. About done the outside headland, then I'll just pick up the little scrabbly bits I can see. Grandpa's Gaming!
Yeah, there's a bit of a mess around there. Sorry,
thanks for coming by, buddy.
It doesn't actually raise very well, so it still cuts in.
Yeah. It's okay.
This truck was an awesome investment.
The only thing that would be, the only thing, well, you could also, if we had that baler that has the rake on the front, they're pretty slick.
I don't know that I like that one. It's not too realistic.
Well, Duck was using it, and he was talking about, apparently he looked it up. They make them. They make them for realsies. At least they make a cloth baler that's for realsies like that.
Huh.
know the auto load on this truck's a little bit unrealistic, but I was auto loading using my loading trailer anyway, so it's not really that much difference.
Have you seen what he named after you on his City Skylines?
I didn't know there was an auto loading bale trailer in game.
Yeah, the big square bale pickup trailer.
Well, you know, they're not auto load, like they pop in there. You gotta actually pick them up and animate it.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, the game calls them auto loading because you don't have to use forks or anything, but they're not auto loading in the respect that think like with that truck. There's GTX, buddy. Thanks for coming by.
So then what do you mean? How are you defining auto loading trailers? Are you talking about the stackers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bale picker up, bro, yeah. However you want to call it.
Oh,
this is
those are realistic. They actually make them.
This is a
the truck's not overly realistic.
Favorite 900 we got here. So GTX dropped by. He says the balers with the rakes are an add-on made by a company called Rust. I'm not even made by a company that starts with an R. The baler model is an R90 Nadal baler.
Hey, GTX. Restrilio is what their company.
Is the baler an entire baler, or is the rake an add-on to that baler that you can purchase?
Add-on.
All right, I think that is going to do us for the bales. Load 2, huh?
Yeah, still doesn't look like we made a dent.
But I got probably one bale in here. I'm going to unload it here by the gate. Take this back.
Thanks. Thanks, I'll just keep picking up and selling.
Let's go ahead and pick this a little bit up. Won't get us a bale, but it'll get us up off the field.
I'm just harvesting away.
That's okay. I was harvesting away like mad on Germantown for quite a while. I had the little New Holland 5.90. There we are.
Are they big fields on Germantown?
Oh yeah, like well, it's a 4X map. I think. Let's see, pull it up real quick. $11 hectares, 12 hectares, 7, 5, 8, 5, or 8. Yeah. So between 5 and 12 hectare fields. I had corn and sunflowers in them. I had the same strategy as this one, this map. All I did was plant corn and sunflowers. And somehow I still managed to lose $200,000.
Seems to be easy to do. Was that run on hard as well?
Yeah, but that was because I had we're finishing the map. We're gonna go to something else. So I had to sell corn at the lowest price. So I was only getting under $300 a 1,000 liters the corn. Sold over 400,000 liters of corn on a train, and I got like $99,000 out of it.
That's nothing.
If I could have held on to it until spring when it would have given me double that money, I'd have been doing a lot better.
Have you decided what map you're moving to?
The popular vote right now is Hoff-Bergman. There's the there's a decisive interest in economy gameplay with industries. So
Yeah, I am interested in that too.
I wanna try to get. Problem is, I think some of the guys that want to do it haven't fully embraced that it's not all about earning the most amount of money. They're not too keen on the idea of not having what I call rampant forestry. Where I don't have anything better to do, so I'm just going to cut down 100 trees and sell them and make a bunch of money because I need another $300,000 to buy a couple more tractors, type of. Versus, like we're doing the forestry here, or over there, we kind of did the BGA where the BGA owned fields, and we contracted out like we're doing here to plant the BGA and everything. But I'm thinking about what if a farmer owned the BGA and bought chaff from farmers at some going rate, and then they sold the silage, basically kept the money. Farmers would be incentivized to grow corn for the BGA and sell it that way. There's a whole lot of industry on Hoff-Bergman to really keep people going. A whole bunch of different types of animals and stuff.
I think it works really well, and it does provide an element of control over the map as well, doesn't it?
But they're also skeptical on the if you don't start out with a whole bunch of, like, if you have cows, or if you do pigs like DoughBoy's doing, if you start out with pigs from day one, then you gotta have a whole bunch of stuff right away. Versus, well, you just start out with no pigs and you have to plant everything, and then you buy your pigs in the winter after the first whole year.
And that's pretty well what we did on this map as well. It was a little bit easier for me sheep-wise because they only needed grass and water. But I think James couldn't purchase too many cows for that pure reason.
So, yeah, like, I think what we're gonna do, I liked on here where we had to go around and buy our fields. So when I did our other one, I kind of bought people's fields for them so that their starting money was just to buy equipment. But they also had to build out their own farms because I didn't put down buildings or stuff. They wanted sheds, stuff, they had to put those down. But what we're going to do next time around is, with Hoff-Bergman, there's all kinds of industry that you have to buy, buyable industries. But then, like the BGA, I don't think that's buyable. I think you own that technically. The cows and the sheep and the pigs you don't have to buy. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a price for the cow farm and the sheep farm and the pigs. And any industry that you don't have to technically buy, we're going to basically set a price for. Because if a farmer goes in and just gets the pig farm, he didn't have to buy it, then he has, to some degree, a financial advantage over someone that had to buy the horse farm. Because on Hoff-Bergman, there's also a horse farm. So, but if we make it so every animal costs some amount of money, then everyone's kind of on the same hook, having to buy stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
I need to pull back chat up. If y'all are talking to me, I'm not seeing it. There we go.
It's a really good way to keep an economy going as well. Because people are always, other farmers and other players are always going to need things, aren't they? So We're always going to need to purchase stuff, you know, whether it be chaff or...
Yeah, you know, there was a thing where it was like, well, I think the person, you know, a comment was made, I think a farmer should own if they own the cow farm, they should also own the butter, the cheese manufacturing, basically own the whole process. It's like, then it's a single player, because you're not reliant on anybody. You just be self-sufficient by growing your own hay and wheat for your straw, to feed your own cows, to then make your own cheese, to sell your own cheese. So then you're just doing a single player on a multiplayer map. But if you have to sell your milk to the guy that owns the dairy that makes the cheese, and then the guy that makes the cheese can sell it to, you know, the store for his profit, then you have that economy going on, where one guy's profit is dependent on someone else's profit. You've got to buy your raw goods and everything.
It sounds like a great way to do it, to keep everything moving along.
Yeah, I think the first year it's going to be slow, just because you got to have the raw goods to be able to start doing your other businesses.
So does that mean you need to reasonably price those businesses so that people can afford them and to get their equipment as well? Or does this starting money sort of account for that?
I haven't figured out what the starting money should be. One of the suggestions was that we hold an online auction where we all get on the server and all kind of do a live auction. I don't know if that's going to work, how well that'll be scheduled out with 6 to 7 people, getting everyone on the server to be able to do a live auction. So the other option is to do kind of like what we're doing here with that, it's not really a silent auction, but it kind of is, where you just put your bids down, and then, you know, when the auction closes. With the idea of maybe having the field prices and the industry prices priced at maybe like 70% of the current going rate. And, you know, because on Hofbergman there's cow pastures that you can buy, and the cows are kind of like an industry where you have to give them raw materials, and then they produce milk that you have to milk with some mobile milking parlor thing. And then of course you could sell the milk, but probably to price the cow farm similar to those types of businesses. Then if we need to start with 2.5 million, or if we start with 2 million, but I don't want to give it so much money that they can buy fields, a business or two, and then end up with a lot of money where they can end up buying 3 or 4 tractors, a whole bunch of equipment.
Doesn't give them the opportunity to work upwards then, does it?
Yeah, I like to give them the starting equipment where they can buy modest-sized fields at the start, buy a business, and basically have what they need to do to get going, but also at the same time maybe rely on someone else having something, you know?
Yeah.
Hey Matt, what's up?
The economy flowing and the money moving around.
Let me check up a chat. What's going on here? Talking about
I think
ducks.
that's the beauty of doing a project like this. You know, it makes a complete difference to the way you farm and the way you think about what you're doing on your farm, doesn't it?
I've not seen any of the Welcome Farm videos, Grandpa. I've been avoiding them. I don't want to watch any map video until I have a chance to look at that particular map myself.
Into a single player and going for it.
Are you talking about the Walker Farms channel as opposed to the Walker Farms map videos? Hey, Will, what's up? We're almost done, actually. Kind of just hanging around waiting to see how much we're going to make as far as hay goes. Just, well, you know what? We could go fertilize that field while we're waiting. By the time we get down there, the grass will probably be picked up. Or the hay bales will probably be picked up. Yeah, we've been going a little over 2.5 hours now. That's fine. Can't make it all the time. Oh no, it's pouring out the bottom of the trailer. Alright. Go fertilize that field. Then I won't have to come on here until we get a growth transition.
Can you remember what we got off this last time, Farmer Klein?
No. I have to go back and look.
I think this might be a the best yield yet. I think we've taken 72 bales this time.
It's good.
Unfortunately, it's at a lower price though.
22 bales. It's $200. $160 for you. Bale, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's good. I think with your baling, I think we might probably go 60-40 this yield though.
About 70-30. I didn't put that much time into it.
Yeah, alright, 70-30, that's good, as long as you get something extra for running that baler for me.
Oh.
Am I on the wrong side of the road, or are you?
Probably me. We got, when we had, on a different server, we were doing, me and DoughBoy would do West Coast. We would get people laughing at us all the time because we were driving on the wrong side of the road always. We're both Americans, yeah. So we just drive on the right side, the correct right side of the road. And they're like, you all crack me up because all of you are Americans. You're all driving on the wrong side of the road on West Coast.
Do you know how long it's taken me to get myself into the habit of driving on the right-hand side of the road? It's taken so long.
I get in a tractor and I drive. I would get ragged when I was doing churn farms about driving on the wrong side of the road constantly. Wasn't traffic on that map to remind me.
What the worry is when you get out in the car for the real thing and end up driving on the wrong side of the road. Not that it's happened to me yet, but...
Yeah, that could be a problem. Be a real problem if I did it in a big truck.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, probably would be good.
I'll make sure I do it right down there, right in front of your work exit. That way you get tied up at work and can't get home from farm sim.
No, I had, there was something that happened on the way to work the other day. Took me 20 minutes to go about a mile in order to get off the exit.
It wouldn't happen to have been yesterday, would it?
I don't know if it was yesterday morning or the morning before that.
Yesterday there was a motorcycle fatality around your area that got tied up around 2 trucks.
Was it in the morning? We were all backed up.
It was either morning or like before noon, because it was pretty just wrapping up, getting open back up around 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
This would have, it was backed up at 8 in the morning.
And I'm not sure, it was either your exit or it was 100 miles south of your exit. I can't remember which number it was anymore. I know which one you are, but I can't remember which one the accident was at anymore. So it was one of the two. So it might not have been yours. Oh, just about got this field done. Now I got to start on the lease field. It's the only other field I have ready for harvest.
What farm number are you, Farmer Klein?
Hold on.
5, I think, aren't you?
I think I'm. Well, you know, I am 5. I don't know my own farm number. I never need to pay myself.
Well, 4,370.
Sweet. Just saw it. Chip up. So $4,000 off of one cut. It takes $2,000 worth of fertilizer. It's $2,000 in the clear. Not a lot of work. Excellent.
Definitely good money.
Yeah, I just had to spend like $500,000 to buy the field.
That's true. I remember that. Another 40 years on this map and you'll have paid yourself back.
Was bailing
the way they're doing the auction this time around.
Was bailing somebody out.
Yeah, because I screwed
pointing
up.
any fingers, DoughBoy.
No, he's not. But I admit, I'm the one that screwed up and didn't understand how they were doing it. The way they're doing it now makes a whole lot more sense.
Okay. Oh, gee, it would be awful if someone outbid you. Then you go and outbid me on a field, I think.
Did I?
You gotta be careful. Yeah, one of the little thin ones up there by me, I think you picked up.
Oh yeah, 36, because that's when I had my farm up there. And that's why I was buying that field that you're on, because I was doing baling till I found out that Sean was doing baling. So I was like, well, what am I doing?
Alright, we gotta be real careful that we don't use up all our fertilizer.
So I bid on that one up there, because my farm was up there. And then after the auction was over, they decided to move me into...
There we are. Now we are fertilized.
Then they had me move into the pigs.
Now we just need to fertilize this one more time after it grows, and we'll be done. Till he mows it again. Hey guys, I want to thank you for coming out and watching. It's been great. We ran a bit longer than normal. That's fine.
Make sure your fertilizer spreader doesn't get away from you.
I'll be careful this time. Probably run over crop this time. Tomorrow night don't think I'm going to do too much tomorrow night.
All right then, DoughBoy. So next year,
So,
our agreement is that you're leasing 72, 73,
I'll probably
and
be
74.
on Friday evening.
Yes,
Maybe. We'll see.
All right, cool.
Let's watch for something to be scheduled up. Until next time, guys. Happy farming.